everyone. How is everybody doing today? It is Sunday, and as per usual, Paula D'Amico here live, using some new fun things to come to you live with today. I've got my fabulous new stand that my son and my hubby gave me. I'm gonna just hang tight before we start our conversation today. It is Sunday. So happy that you are here joining us. I am getting myself situated here, and as per usual, it is Sunday evening. Paula is in the au naturel. No makeup whatsoever. Definitely a little hair product today. As you can see, my hair is a little wild, but it's the control wild. So we're just gonna wait for a few of our friends. My friend Frank just jumped on. Frank, so nice to see you. Beth also jumping on. Beth, nice to see you as well. We'll start chatting in just a pinch. Just finished dinner. I don't know what came over me today. We had dinner early, so I hope I'm not wearing any of my dinner. I certainly feel like I am again getting a little in the pudge face here because we are home, right? Well, I guess we'll just jump in and we'll start having a conversation because it really is just you and me, and it is every Sunday. Every Sunday, you and I, we sit and we chat. We have a nice conversation together. We talk about, well, I like to say hashtag reset button. So we're talking about the new normal, and so how are things going for you? We are in week whatever, and some parts of the Western New York area. Actually beginning their reopening, entering into phase one. We here in the Erie County area, not quite yet. Niagara County, not either. I know it's really hard on the businesses out there for sure, absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, my friends, I am tired. I am really tired. So if you're watching and you're like, Paula, you're not your usual upbeat, like crazy, go like nuts self. That's because I'm tired. I'm actually tired. This is the New York pause is starting to take its toll, I think, a little bit. Is it taking its toll on you too? Feel free to jump on. It is a conversation here. So I'd love to have you jump in. Give me a little heart. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're out there. And just a little bit of conversation, hey, it could be as simple as, what are you making for dinner tonight? Okay, maybe a little chicken cacciatore, whatever. Just jump in and let me know. First of all, let me know that you're okay, because it's always great to know that, you're okay, everything is good. If you need prayers for anybody, this is a great opportunity for you to say, hey, listen, I need prayers for a friend. Because we all kind of, even though you and I are having that conversation, we have some other friends that are dipping in too. And for all those friends that are jumping in, that are dipping in, they can offer their prayers too for anybody that that might be going through. Maybe they are sick. Oh, my friend Nancy just jumped on. I love you, Nancy. So nice to see you. Maybe you do have a friend that is sick. Maybe you are sick. Maybe you have a relative that is sick. So I'm sorry about that for sure. Maybe you're out of a job. You're still waiting for unemployment. You need some prayers for that because you're struggling. You're trying to get through things financially. We're going to give you prayers for that. Maybe it is your spouse that can't seem to get that unemployment check, or you're still waiting for your stimulus check. All of the above and then some. Absolutely then some for anything that you need prayers for right now. So I'm pretty tired, and if you're wondering, you're like, what's up with this shirt? Because I'm looking a little shabby today, shabby chic, right? Because I got the little sparkles on here. I did some gardening, and I never changed the shirt. So so I made dinner, and I gardened today, and did shopping, and laundry, and I probably should have changed my shirt for you guys. But I figured, you know what? We're just hanging out, and it's cash, and it's Saturday. Oh my God, I wish it was Saturday. It's Sunday evening. And we're just having a nice little convo. And you know what? I'm going to grab my... I always say, on Sundays, grab your beverage of choice. So if you're having a glass of wine, awesome. Congratulations. That's great that you can have a glass of wine on a Sunday. Maybe you're having a beer. Maybe you're having a cup of coffee. I am having water, actually. Water with a little bit of lemon. I have to increase my water intake, maybe to flush out some of the 20,000 million calories that I've taken in over the past few weeks. So I thought today, of all things to talk about, because I always do kind of pick a hot topic for us to have a conversation, so that anybody who jumps in at any time can jump in and throw their 2 cents in. I always want to know how you're doing. So if you can let me know how you're doing, that would be great. If you need prayers, awesome. If you just want to throw something funny up, a funny face, awesome. You can do that too. Because I say that more than I say that any other week, because this is starting to take its toll on us, don't you feel? Don't you feel it? Don't you think? I mean, it's been long, and we kind of see that light at the end of the tunnel. We see it, but we're not close enough there yet. We are still moving towards it. We're still trying to get through, this hashtag new normal. And there's so many things that so many people are doing to try to get themselves through this bump in the road, because it really, at this point, it's kind of a hump. Don't you think? We've been the wheels have been in motion since this all started. And when it first started, I think we were all in shock. And if anybody has a different perspective on this, or we're digesting things in a different way, please feel free to throw your 2 cents in and say how things were going for you as well. So in the beginning, we were kind of in shock, like, really? Is this really happening to us? And then from that kind of wore off, and then we started like kicking into high gear, like, we're going to do everything for everybody, and masks, and like, it's just like it exploded, which is amazing and incredible. And I've even talked about it. In fact, you and I, we're having these conversations every Sunday, and I've cried a couple of times because I've been so emotional about what's going on, because it really is an emotional roller coaster, is it not? I mean, we've been going from, we're on a mission to help. We're on a mission to help ourselves. We're on a mission to help our family. We're on a mission to help others. We are, we're down in the dumps, and then we're not. Then we're firing up. If you are a business owner, I talk a lot about business owners, and that's because I am a business owner. So, I own blessings by nature. And business has been good, but it's not the same by any means. I have a lot of friends that are artisan friends that I work with. We do shows across the Western New York area. All these shows are being canceled. In fact, I even got an email the other day that one of the Christmas shows is already canceled. That's scary, and it's nerve-wracking. And I think that's part of the exhaustion. So I can't even speak. I'm so exhausted today. I think that's part of the exhaustion that we're going through. I think that we're worried. We can't sleep. We are whether we're concerned about our families, or we're concerned about our friends or our children. There's a lot of concern going on, a lot of worry, a lot of emotions. We're just trying to get through this. And you probably have found yourself a few times. I'm kind of busy. I keep myself very, 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 very busy, probably too busy, even in the midst of a pandemic. But I'm sure you have found yourself where you've kind of like stopped, and you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. Have you been like that? Have you experienced that? If so, jump on and say yes. Hey, Francie just jumped on. I'm not saying she was like that. I'm just saying she jumped on. So if you felt like that, if you felt like, you just kind of, it's almost like limbo, right? Where, you get up and you don't know what day it is. You don't know what you're going to do for the day. It's kind of like the wheels are in motion, but you're really not going anywhere. Life is going on, but what are you doing? And what's your purpose, and what's happening? It's such a difficult time now, because, we've talked about the fact that it's been like a hashtag reset button, because this is our time when we can take time to do the things that we have been asking to do. How many of you, I've done it. I do it a lot, where you say, I wish I had another extra hour today, or I wish I had another day, or I wish I could do this, or I wish I had, one less show just so that I could do more gardening, or I could clean my house better, or I could renovate this or do this or whatever. You know, we're always asking for more time, give us a little extension, and here we have it. But this may not be you. If it's not you, jump on and say, it's not me, and I've been keeping myself busy, and I'm okay. Or, I've been okay, I understand how you feel, I've actually called a friend and helped them through something too. Because, you know, we all have to be there for each other. This is the hard part. This is the real hard part. Because we have been so busy doing the things that that we haven't had a chance to do before. Maybe get more sleep, get caught up. Jim says his life has changed very little. Still in the office every day. Okay, Jim, that's awesome. You've been able to keep things. It's the same old, right? Almost, because it's really not quite the same. There are little subtle changes, even if you are working. You know, I'm now getting all like crazy fired up today. Even if you're working, it's still not the same as it was in February or as it was back in January or Christmas time. It's just not the same because everything around you is changing. It's evolving. You know, I like to say #reset button because this is giving us the chance. This is giving us a second chance at a lot of times, like, have you ever, like you've said to yourself, I know, I say it because I say it to myself, you know, I wish I had an extra day. I wish I had some extra time. I wish, right? So here the wish kind of comes true in a very bizarro kind of way. And then, you know, you're like, okay, now you lose yourself. My buddy Joe just jumped on it and he said Paranormal Oddities is preparing to open soon. That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that one of our businesses is preparing to open soon because it's so, I am distressed for my fellow business owners that own a brick and mortar who have not been able to open up. I feel for them. My heart, I pray for them all the time. There is so much help coming in though, and more help from what I understand. More and more help coming from all different sides. I have a friend, actually one of my friends right now, Susie, she says, I've been doing remote clinical Qigong healings almost every night, and now I have to add morning sessions too. She's been more busy now than ever. That's awesome, Susie. And you know what? It's because a lot of people need healing. I mean, talk about a time when people need healing. This is a time when you need healing, right? This is the time, and don't be ashamed to ask for it. For God's sakes, my friends, if you need healing, if you're not feeling good, if you're just not yourself, if you just need if you just need a phone call, for God's sakes, reach out. You can reach out to me. You could reach out to your friends. Send an email. Do a phone call. Do a Zoom. Do a FaceTime. Just do it. Do it for yourself. My friend Lori just jumped on. Lori, it's so nice to see you. Lori's not in the Buffalo area. I'm not going to say where she's at, but Lori, we miss you. So glad you jumped on. I got all fired up, didn't I? I did. I got all fired up because this is the time when, you know, and I hate to be rude and point, but I'm going to be rude and point. You know that this is the time when people are really struggling. It has really hit now. Why do I say that? A lot of people, you know, you're supposed to have like about 3 months of pay, you know, squirreled away for yourself. So if anything happens, you got it. Okay, well, we've hit the 3-month mark, so that's a struggle. And for those that didn't have a cushion and they haven't gotten their unemployment, and this is now we're on 3 months of this. This is hard. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're having a hard time. I'm sorry. I feel for you. I pray for you. I send you healing. You know, this is not an easy time. It's not. Dose of reality. We know it. We know it's not an easy time. But here's the one thing, is that first of all, you tuned in here. And I'm so happy that you tuned in here. I really am. Because I consider you a good friend. And I appreciate that you tuned in here on a Sunday. And I want you to know that I'm here for you. Give me a call if you're just a little lonely, if you just want to hear a voice, if you just want to make a connection with somebody because now my friend Amy just jumped on. Hi Amy, so nice to see you. Hope the dog is good. And she says, I need a schedule. I'm really falling out of structure. Yes, so easy to do that, right? Wasn't it so easy in the beginning? How many people did you hear, myself included, told you, hey, listen, one of the ways to maneuver yourself through this new normal, and we're on the verge of the new normal, right? One of the ways that you can maneuver yourself through the new normal is to make sure you have a schedule. Which, I've got a schedule. I do get up at around a certain time every day. Some days, my sleeping's a little off, so I sleep in just a little bit. But at one point, I do, like at 8:30, take a shower, get dressed, do the hair, put makeup on, get ready, and then go to work. Even though it's at home, I keep that schedule. But it's easy to fall off that schedule, to fall off the boat, right? Fall off the wagon, I guess I wanted to say. Because you're home and it's hard for, you are in charge of yourself. Luckily, I have not fallen off the wagon, thank God. I can't. It's not an option. I cannot do it. But, my friend Leah just joined. Hello, Leah. So nice to see you. You can't fall off the wagon. If you didn't set a schedule for yourself, now's your time to set a schedule. Okay, so maybe you did set a schedule for yourself. Either it didn't work, or you're at the point now where you're kind of like, again, falling off the wagon, it's just not quite work. Okay, so now it's time to make a new schedule up for yourself. If you are at home, variety, life is, switching things up is going to help you to reach new levels in your business or whatever you're doing. Because now you've got the beauty to do that. You can tweak your schedule a little bit because you're at home for the most part. Unless you have like a job like mine that's like a 9 to 5:30 type of job where I got to be on, and I when I say I got to be on, I need to be on and laser beam focused, because that's the way it has to be. And for those of you that are at home, you're like, well, I don't have to be that focused, but keep yourself in a schedule. Now we are in this wonderful time where the weather is, now it's rainy, it's kind of crappy today, but it's all right. May showers, right? Oh no, that was April showers. Bring me flowers. Oh, that's okay. We've had snow this month. Who cares, right? Today's not the best day, but the weather is now, it is officially going to be, I'm not a meteorologist, nor do I play one on TV, but I do have some connections that tell me that, the weather is going to be in the 60s from now kind of moving forward, generally speaking, right? So now we're in warm weather. So now, if you were doing exercise routines in the house, now's your time. You could get outside, do a little bit more. Maybe you can dig into the garden, do something garden. For all my friends that just jumped on and you're wondering what's going on with Paula, she looks a little disheveled today. I'm a shabby chic today. I got my dirty shirt on, but I got my sparkles on too, because I was out grocery shopping today and I was planting today in the garden. My nails are a disaster. Which, for me, man, that is like one of the best therapies I can do, to go out in the garden and to create something. Hey, here's a great question for you. And anybody can jump on and just throw it out there. First thing that comes to mind, what do you do when you're feeling like maybe you're feeling a little under the weather, maybe you're just not feeling quite yourself. What do you do to lift yourself out? One word answer, go ahead. Everybody start rocking and rolling and showing yourselves. What is it? Is it gardening? Is it shopping? Is it jumping online? Is it calling a friend? Start going. I want to see what everybody's doing. For me today, it was, and for yesterday too, I did a little gardening yesterday, did a little gardening today, went to my 2 favorite nurseries, went to one yesterday, went to one today. No line yesterday, thank goodness, but very busy where I was at. Excellent. Look at everybody's jumping in. Meditate, taking a walk. I love it. Keep it going, friends. Keep it going. I want to see, what do you do to make yourself feel better? What do you do to put yourself in that more positive mindset? What did I do? Oh, today I went to another nursery. So Lavacots, my favorite nursery. One of my favorite nurseries. Amy likes to color. And Francie likes to chant. That's awesome. So, yesterday, Lava Cots, went to one of my favorite nurseries, had great conversations there. I could have been there all day. Nancy says she likes to snack. I do too, Nance. A little sweet snack goes a long way. My friend Lori says that she says read outside. Yes, that's awesome. Way too long yesterday. I think I did more talking than I did shopping, but that's okay. I had a grand time. And then today I went to Highway Gardens. So I go to Highway every year because that's where my dad used to go. He loved it there. That was, one of his favorite hot spots. Used to be, if anybody remembers them, they used to be on the boulevard, and now they're not. I don't know. I think it's Tonawanda Creek. I don't know. I know how to get there. I don't know what the name of the street is. I think it's Tonawanda Creek. So I went there today. Apparently, I was not the only one thinking today about gardening because it was probably about at least 30 deep for the line. It was pretty long. And they kept rolling out the flowers and rolling out the plants, and it was crazy. So I'm not the only one that has been, bitten by the gardening bug, especially this time of year. And who out there has heard anything about a victory garden? I'm sure you have. I love talking about victory gardens. So back in World War, was it 1 and 2? I think it was actually both. So there was a movement to try to help help families be able to grow some of their own food, as well as show a sign of patriotism. And so they were being asked to create these victory gardens, which in essence, they were regular gardens, but they're taking it to a new level this year where it's those raised bed gardens. You could do that. You could do any garden. But they're saying go ahead, plant and create, grow the salad that you would normally go and pick up at the store. Grow it in your backyard this year. You'd be amazed at what happens when you actually do that in your garden and you've got your family home. All of a sudden it becomes a family affair, and it doesn't matter who plants, but somebody's going to plant, somebody's going to water, somebody's going to pick, and somebody's always going to be supervising because there's always a plant supervisor, literally a plant supervisor, right? So it's there's so many things that you can do for yourself. And Susie says that, of course, Qigong is her happy face. And let me see what else is. A lot of meditation going on. Nancy says she's taking this opportunity to become a spiritual coach. That's amazing, Nancy. There's just so much you can do for yourself. Really, you've got to find that happy place, though. So I know I keep rubbing my face, which people at home are probably cringing, going, oh, you're not supposed to touch your face. I am so tired today, just because there's just so much going on. And I want you, first of all, our conversation tonight, I want you to remember, that was great. And I want to thank everybody for rattling off what you do to put yourself in a better place, what you do to kind of shake yourself a little bit and go, you know what, I got to do something. And what are you going to do what's your go-to action? And if you're just jumping on, feel free to jump in and throw out what your go-to action is. So is it, and it doesn't have to be like meditating or gardening. It can be like maybe you're shooting a home video. Maybe you're, maybe you're painting, like not painting a picture, but maybe you're painting rooms in your house. Maybe you're building a house. I don't know. Maybe you're fixing your car. Whatever it is, excuse me, I'm rattling off. Whatever it is that puts you in that awesome place, that place where you go, yes, like you kind of not necessarily forget about what's happening around you. It just kind of balances you out for the moment, maybe calms you down, and you embrace something that you really love, something that you are passionate about, because you have to help yourself. You have to help yourself remember that this is by no means the end. And the light is at the end of the tunnel. It's way down there, and we're going to get there. We're not there quite yet, but that's okay. We will get there. In the meantime, you got to find something that it just kind of says to yourself, it's okay. It's all right. I can still, and there are so many things that we can still do for ourselves, right? We can still go grocery shopping. We can still take a walk. We can still be with our family. We can still call people. We can still write emails and regular mail. We can shoot pictures. We can shoot video. We can go live on Facebook. We can go live on YouTube. We can, maybe you're going through pictures. Hey, that's an idea. I didn't even think about that. I should do that. Go through old pictures, sift through some old pictures and start maybe digitizing them or just categorizing them, cataloging them. Maybe like some old videos around the house or something, How about if you start planting something? How about if you start moving something around? Maybe it's just like maybe it's just cleaning the house. I don't know. Maybe it's just switching something up around, moving looking to feng shui. I can help you out with a little bit of feng shui, but Linda Elson she's the feng shui queen. Find out what's going on and that you got to move around in your house to make maybe the energy feel a little better. I was going to sage today. I was going to sage the house today just to kind of like cleanse things out, but I think I was a day late and $1 short because by the time I got home and I did some gardening, it started to rain, so I had to come inside. So if you're like, oh, Paula, I thought you said you're going to go live from a different place every day or every week. And I do. I go live from different sections of my house because I can't necessarily always be outside. Although I have been outside before. If this is your first time tuning in, hey, welcome. This is our Sunday evening chat. And I'm so happy to have you here. Thanks for coming. And I hope you have your beverage of choice. It could be whatever you would like. Usually I have tea, but I'm a little hot today and I'm a little dehydrated. So I've got my water and lemon in my ball jar. Delicious and refreshing. Feel free to go grab a cup of tea if you like, or maybe a glass of wine or a beer, or maybe just a cup of tea. Oh, did I say tea? Tea, coffee, whatever, milkshake, chocolate milk, strawberry milk, whatever you like. Whatever is your beverage of choice, and just sit back and relax. I know I get fired up, and I know I get very energetic. I'm not tired really anymore. I was tired when we started, and now I'm not tired anymore. And that's because I became so passionate about, and it happens a lot of times on Sundays when we have these chats, because I'm so passionate about talking about things to help you navigate and help you get through what we're going through, because I want you to realize that you are not alone in whatever it is that you're thinking. Maybe you're just in a place and you're trying to get out of it. Maybe you're in a rut. Maybe you're working and you're like, man, I am totally exhausted. I've been doing twice the work that I normally do. I get that. I totally get that. There's so many people that I think I've talked to, my neighbors that work from home, who say the same thing. It's like working from home. You think it sounds like it's a grand idea until you take that job that you normally are at an office, and then you have to do it at home. Not so easy. It becomes a totally different ball of wax. Now, I've talked to 2 business owners this week. If you haven't noticed, or if you don't know, I have a podcast, and it's up on, actually, all of these are in replay on YouTube. So if you want to go to my YouTube channel, you can go and check it out there. I think it's Blessings by Nature. I have links on the Facebook page here, so feel free to just tap and go. I've got the hashtag reset button Sunday afternoon chats all up there. And I also have up there my podcast that I started in January. I only got a chance to do one because, everything hit. I actually got sick, not from COVID, but got sick. And it took a long time for me to bounce back. By the time I bounced back, we were in this. We were in this stuff, which is crazy. So with my podcast, it's called, to make a long story short, and I usually share a story and then I share somebody else's story. But I have to tell you, there are so many amazing and incredible people out there that have so many awesome stories You know what, I could share a little bit of a story of mine there, here and there, but really you want to hear their stories. There's just some amazing people out there. If somebody could just give them a voice, and I'm going to give them a voice. So as I throw myself back into that, this week, actually just yesterday, I released the podcast with my friend Nikki Benetovich, and she is a local artisan, and she has and she's also a yoga instructor, and she's got some amazing advice for you too, and to think about things, and as we move forward, and how to approach change. Incredible. So I strongly suggest jumping on there. Coming up, a couple of the other people that I'm going to be talking to coming up. A friend of mine, Diana Dibble. So you're like, Diana Dibble, that name doesn't sound familiar. Probably not. She is actually a friend of mine from Washington, D.C. And she owns her own business, and they do like government contracting in it. So they're still in business. They're an essential business. They're still rocking and rolling, but they are approaching things in a whole different way at their workplace, whether it's working at home or sometimes I think there might be one or two. I'm not sure. No, I don't think anybody's at their office anymore. They're all working from home. But as they prepare to work again in their workplace, there's a lot that goes into that, and she shares that. And then I've got some of my other lady friends that have absolutely, and so much to share. Now, Amy says she feels a little guilty because she's not doing enough for her business. You know what? Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty, Amy, because everybody is in. Well, I don't want to group everybody together. So, okay, there are a lot of us that have gotten to that point where you've got the time and you want to do stuff, but you just don't have the motivation. It's just not there because there is so much swirling and whirling and going on around you that it's hard to focus on that. And really you need to focus on, number one, focus on your health, focus on your family's health, your pet's health. Make sure everybody is safe. Is safe. There's a reason why that we say stay safe to each other, because we want each other to stay safe. Nancy says each of us must follow our own path and on our own energy. Absolutely correct. That is correct. So if you feel, listen, there are days when I'm full of energy and I am ready and roaring to go, and I am going from, moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. And then there are days where I get up and I'm a bat out of hell for like the first 5 hours, and then I just stop. It's like all of a sudden I am exhausted and I cannot do any more. Do you think I keep pushing? You know what? As you get older, you realize that you don't have to do that. You don't have to kill yourself, literally. So just take a breath. Stop. Digest what you did for the day, or there's no harm in sitting and relaxing. There's no harm in sitting and thinking about, well, right now I'm not motivated. I'm not as focused as I want to be right now. Man, I feel bad. Don't feel bad. Do something for yourself. Either do something to help pick yourself up, or why don't you at least grab a pad of paper and a pen and write some ideas down. Do a little something, no matter how little it is, and then just start making a list. And then some things that you can do. So when you get to that point when you say, okay, I'm ready to pick myself up by my bootstraps now and continue to move on and continue to move forward. I'm going to work on my business, or you know what? I'm actually going to do a little something extra for work that I don't normally do on the weekend. And, but geez, I don't know what to do. Well, you've got that pad of paper, then you wrote down that list. So tap into that. That can be a resource for you. But don't feel bad that you're not doing as much as you think you should. These are strange times. We are navigating our way through all sorts of, and I don't necessarily want to say hurdles, but we're navigating, it's kind of like a maze, isn't it? Because we're not really sure, like if you've ever been in one of those garden mazes and you get in, if you haven't been through it before and it's your first time, I'm not saying this is the second time around, because for all of us, this is our first time going through this, right? So it's like going into one of those garden mazes, and you go in and you're not quite sure which way you should go. But in the end, you will come out on the very end, right? You will be free. And we will find our, I keep saying it, the light. It's right there. We see it and we're moving toward it. We're moving in that direction. We're just not quite there yet, but that's okay. We're going to get there, and we know that it's there and that we're moving towards it. We just have to remember to take a deep breath. We just have to remember, life is going on, and it's starting again, right? Well, not starting again because it never really went away, right? So when I always say hashtag reset button, it's kind of like, nothing ever really stopped. You kind of hit the button and you get this chance to spend a little extra time doing some things that you don't normally do. And you know what, my friend Amy that just jumped on, that was on a little while ago, Amy, maybe you needed to take a step back from your business for a moment and just take a breath and just take a breath and just enjoy everything around you, your husband, your dog, whatever, whomever else that that you're close to. I mean, this is an unusual time, but it's a miraculous time. It's an amazing time. You are getting a chance to do things that you normally wouldn't have the chance to do. Whether it is actually getting caught up on your rest, or getting caught up on cleaning your house, or reorganizing your business or your home, your finances. You have now extra time to be with your family, to spend extra time with your children and with your pets. Maybe your pets are your children. You have extra time to be with them. This is an incredible time. This is a time for you to savor. This is a time for you to treasure. It's a time for you, I say sit down and make a list if you're feeling a little guilty, like I'm not doing anything. Oh. Okay, so grab it, pen and paper, write some things down that you think that you can do. Put them out there as a goal, right? So you can do that. Oh, man, I have to take a deep breath for a second, and I'm going to take a little sip of my water, my little lemon water. So refreshing. I'm so happy that you jumped on today. Here we are on Sunday, so we're kind of talking about, every Sunday we talk about something different. And here we are on Sunday, and we're talking about, yes, we're navigating through the new normal, right? And we're there's the light. We're almost there. We're getting there. We're getting pretty darn tootin' close to that phase 1. We're so close. We're going to get there. But, and then that'll be the new normal, right? The new normal. That'll be something a little more different, because it'll be how we approach doing the things that we haven't been able to do for the past 3 months. We're going to be able to do some of those things gradually, and then when we do them, we have to do them in a different perspective. So will things ever go back to the way they were? I can't answer that question for you. I don't know. I think everybody, when you watch the news, when you see things on TV, when you hear the radio, I think we all, it's never going to be what it was. We're going to try, to do things, but we have to remember, again, you have to remember that we are taking our time with this, and there's a reason why we're taking our time getting back to those things that we used to do, because we need to be safe. We need to be able to make the decisions of places that we need to go, and things that we can do and interact with, and do them safely and do them strategically. Wearing a mask is, that's one of the biggest things that you can do for yourself and everybody else. That wearing a mask makes you the hero. Makes you the hero for your family, makes you the hero for your friends, makes you the hero for your neighbors. And when you like, really? Does it really? Yes, it really does. Because even think about it. Going to the grocery store. You know, when you go there and you're wearing your mask, you're protecting yourself and you're protecting the person in front of you in line, 6 feet in front of you, and the person 6 feet behind you. You're protecting them and you're protecting your family because, you know, if you're out and about and you've got that mask on and God forbid somebody coughs next to you and they have COVID, oh my gosh. If you didn't have that mask on, you could breathe it in and maybe you bring it home. You know, we're all heroes to some degree in this. We're all heroes. You just have to be mindful, right? You have to be a little mindful. Lori says, I think I'm connecting with people frequently, like joining you, Paula, on Sundays, and when I feel, what'd she say? When I feel like I'm not doing so much, I count these interactions as good things to have done. Yes, you know, interacting with your friends, super important. Jackie says, I don't believe they will be the same. No, they will probably not be the same. I mean, that's a pretty good guess, right? We know that. And you know, when back in the early 1900s, when they went through, was it the plague? No, not the plague. What was it? I can't remember what it was. Somebody throw it out to me. Back in 1918, when there was sickness and they dealt with something. You know, when they were going through it, I mean, you can imagine that was probably way worse than what we're going through. At least we have this. You and I have this. We can connect and we can talk right here, right now. But they didn't. And it probably took them a whole lot longer to get back to what for them was what was their normal. You know, they went through that new normal phase and process as well. So it probably took them longer just because of technology and science and all sorts of you know, elements when you think of everything that comes together to try to get things back to the way that, no, not the way that it used to be, because it'll never be the way that it used to be, and that's a good thing though. Even though you're like, Paula, I really do wish it was the way it was. Well, I'm sure you do, and I do too to some extent, but you know, we've learned a lot over the past 3 months, have we not? Spanish flu, thank you, Lori. Amy, thank you, Spanish flu. Have we not learned a lot? Have we not learned? First of all, we've learned a lot about ourselves. And we've learned a lot about our neighbors. I'm sure you've learned a lot about your neighbors. And you've learned a lot about your family and your friends. We've learned a lot. But think of, you know, all the things that have happened over the years, the decades, the centuries. You know, we've learned a lot in the past 3 months about COVID and how it affects who. This is a learning curve. Maybe we call it a learning curve, not a reset button. It's a learning curve. We're learning how to look at things in a different way. Maybe we're learning how to approach people in different ways. Maybe we're learning how to live our life a little differently. Tom, I'm live on Facebook. Here's my son. And there's like a whole bunch of people on. So unless you want to stick your face in.
No, I don't.
You know, there's always an interruption on Facebook. Always an interruption. So, Tom, can I finish talking to my friends here?
I just want to say hi.
I got some interruptions. Okay.
Hi.
There he is. See, there's something absolutely positively new. I usually take you to a different place every week. Now you got a little visitor that just popped in. That was my son, who you could barely see. But what I'm saying is that, you know, it is a learning curve for us because we are learning more about ourselves. We're learning more about how this has affected our life. We're learning how to lead better lives. We're learning how to leave things behind and look maybe a little bit more forward. It is definitely transformational, Lori says. Definitely transformational. And Amy's laughing about my son. Yeah, that's great. Sometimes, you know, I'm on Zoom and I'm on Facebook practically every day. So he just doesn't know if I'm on Zoom or Facebook or what's happening. So he figures he can just kind of dip in and say hello. So that's funny. And that's another thing. How have we, we've also learned how to be interacting with our family and friends on a whole nother level, on a whole different level, not just emotionally, but technologically. We are, we're doing FaceTime and Facebook, and Facebook has a new option so that you can have it's like a party with your friends, right? And there's Zoom, and there's WebEx is another one, and there's all sorts of different ways for you to connect with people. It's so different, right? I don't know. How do you like it? Anybody can throw out there how do you like this new interaction? How this new technological and Amy says she loves it when our pets pop in the room. Yes, I love it when our pets pop in the room too. I usually have one of we have a big dog, and I put him in the back because he usually just walks right through. I have a lot of friends, my Zoom ladies and gentlemen friends that I chat with, where Samson comes in so fairly often. They kind of ask about him and wonder where he is, and then he pops up. So here we are. It's 6:00, and I'm going to begin to wrap up a little bit, because I want you, if you want to be able to watch the news, I want you to be able to watch the news, and I want you to be able to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Wow, we covered a lot of ground. We talked about a lot of stuff today. First of all, I want you to remember, for those of you who tuned in late, in the very beginning, and you can scroll through the comments, in the very beginning, we talked about different ways that you can just take a break and do something for yourself. Meditate, garden, chanting, working on a car, just fixing something up around your house. Whatever it is that you like, something that you're passionate about, something that that it is not there is no pressure. It's just something that you love, and it helps you be in that good place. So remember that, or think about it. Think about that great place, that great thing that you can do for yourself. We talked about that. We talked about reaching out for someone. If you feel that you need to reach out, message me, call me if you need to. We talked about #reset button. It's a really, it's a strange time. There's the light. It's at the end of the tunnel. We're almost there. We're getting there. We're close, but we're not quite there yet. We're tired. It's hard. We're working hard to get to that end of the light at the end of the tunnel. We will get there. We just have to be patient. We have to be patient, and we have to think of it as this is a learning curve. It's a learning curve for all of us. So be the hero, wear the mask, stay safe, and be the hero that we know that you already are. You already are a hero. You're wearing your mask, you're taking your precautions. Do those things for yourself. Do you feel like you're not doing enough right now? That's okay. You're not doing enough right now. Take a little break. Grab that pen and paper. Write some notes down, things that you want to do. Make them some goals. Make some goals for yourself. What else did we talk about? The learning curve. Again, we're all learning how to get through this together. It's that maze. The maze that we've never walked through before. We're trying to find the end of the maze. We'll get there. We will get there eventually, right? It's just if we take our time, walk through cautiously, kind of take a look at the signs around us and move ourselves through, we will get through, and we will make it to the end. We'll make it to the end of the maze. We will get to the end of the tunnel where the light is. We'll get there, my friends. We will get there, and we will do it together. So with that, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. It's May. It's not June. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love it when you jump on. Love it so much. And I'll be back next Sunday, 5:15. you and me, maybe I could be outside instead of inside, because I can't wait for that warmer weather myself. It'll be a long weekend, and you can take a break from your gardening, and you and I can have a little talk. If you need me, reach out, my friends. Remember, the podcast is up on YouTube. Would love to have you check it out. Follow me on YouTube as well. Blessings by Nature. Stay safe, my friends. God bless you all. And I will see you all next Sunday right here. Bye.